Los pronombres de complemento directo y la a personal. Here we're going to be talking about direct object pronouns. In Spanish, we can say complemento directo for direct objects, and other books also use objeto directo, which looks more like English. Either way, make sure you memorize both these terms. Okay, pronombres de complemento directo and direct object pronouns. It doesn't say pronouns here, but we're going to be talking about the pronouns. So, direct object pronouns, they answer the questions what or whom. You need to do what? Buy concert tickets. You need to buy them. These all are talking about what. You need to call whom. You need to call your agent or call him. Mi trompeta y mi guitarra, sí, las tengo. Trompeta, singular femenina. Guitarra, singular femenina. Dos, plural. Sí, las tengo. Yes, I have them. I have what? I have them. Or I have my trumpet and my guitar. This is a pronoun because we're figuring out a way to leave the noun out of this. So we have something else that takes the place of a noun. It's like a partial, it's a representation of a noun. That's what a pronoun is. Okay. Here we have some examples of direct objects. María toca dos instrumentos muy bien. Dos instrumentos. Okay. So what does she play well? What does she play? Dos instrumentos or instrumentos. Sacamos, we are releasing. Un CD. What are we releasing? Un CD. We're not releasing September. We're not releasing the 1st. Okay, that would be the date, the 1st of September. Tienes las entradas? Do you have the tickets? Okay, do you have what? Entradas. No conozco a Benicio del Toro. Conozco. Veo. Okay. Now, we have a there. If a means to, which I think that's something they don't say here. If it means to, then the word after it is not a direct object. Okay. If it means to, the word after it might be an indirect object. Okay, which we're not doing today. But for this chapter, when a person receives the action, the person is very often pointed out by a. Okay, and this just has to do with the fact that they're people. Remember, it's called personal a or a personal, and you wouldn't do that with things. Veo el coche. I see what? The car. Hay que ver la película. See the movie. ¿Qué ciudades conoces? Conoces ciudades. Okay. And so these people also receive the action of the verb. Veo a Cameron Diaz. Ver a mis padres. Conoces actores. Okay, so they receive the action. There happens to be an a there. And they just don't explain that the other thing that I just explained to you. Okay. And so we can replace direct object nouns with direct object pronouns. And here they are. Me, te, nos. In the Spanish pronoun world, me, te, nos are the greatest hits. You see them all the time. Okay, me, te, nos. I think there are a couple of pronouns, these little particles, me, te, that are kind of similar, that might be different, like me and ti, that's something else. But generally, when we're looking at pronouns, me, te, and nos pop up a lot. Okay. Then we have lo, la, los, las. So it could be, these could be talking about especially these right here. Yeah, these are definitely talking about people, and these are sometimes talking about people and sometimes talking about things. So these could also mean it or them, as in those things, but of course that could also be people. Okay. But me, te, nos are definitely going to be talking about people. All right. So here we only have some examples with lo, la, los, and las. I'm not sure why that is. Okay, María los toca muy bien. María los toca muy bien. Well, let's see. María toca el tambor y el saxofón muy bien. Okay. Now, if we already have been talking about these, or we are looking at her and watching her play those two things at the same time, we know what's being referred to. We could say María los toca muy bien. Notice how this direct object pronoun is gonna go before the verb, whereas over here you would never say María el tambor y el saxofón toca muy bien. Okay, so that's one difference with a direct object pronoun. Okay. Also, be careful here because these do look like your regular articles, your definite articles. You might be tempted to say el for this lo here. So don't do that. Don't do that. Be careful with that. This is going to be lo. Okay. Where else can you put these direct object pronouns? You can put them, if you have two verbs, before the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. Okay. Quiero comprar una trompeta y una batería. I want to buy a trumpet and a drum kit. Okay, so over here we had masculine, and we get a masculine, plural, direct object pronoun. Here I chose something feminine and another feminine thing, so we're going to use feminine plural right there. Okay, so I would say las quiero comprar if I want to leave them out for whatever reason, o quiero comprarlas and attach it to the infinitive. And these are my only choices. I can't put this there. Okay, I gotta leave it either in front of the conjugated verb or attached to the infinitive. Okay, so we don't have any examples with any of these for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay, but let's look at another example. Okay, something that confuses people is something like this. Okay, yo hablo con ¿qué tal, José? I don't know. That wouldn't sound very good. Okay. How about yo? Okay, yo veo a José. This is similar to what the examples you have already. Okay, yo lo veo. Okay, if you leave out José, or lo veo. But now, what if I want to say, I see you? And notice in Spanish, we don't have to put the subject pronoun. Okay, we can leave that out. You already knew that, right? So, you might see something like this on a test, but right here you have te, and then you have to put a form of ver here, okay? And just, let's say, looking at the rest of the context, you need to say, I see you. You might be tempted to put te ves, but that doesn't mean I see you. That means you see yourself. Okay? So in order to say I see you, you would say te veo. So this throws people off because you see this and you think, oh, that's tú. Of course, it's tú. So there should be an S there somewhere. But that's wrong. Okay? Then Jose talks to me. Okay. Let's wait a minute. I think that would be indirect. So I can't step away from the verb ver. So let's say Jose sees me. How would you translate that? Jose me ve. Okay. If you see that on a test, you might want to write veo because you see me and you think, oh, that's got to be yo. But no. Think about what it's saying. Jose sees me. Okay.